Well, glad you could join us again on the program. It's still the conversation here on Lagos Television. Before we went on break, we did tell you that today on the program we'll be speaking or discussing about the issues surrounding the Band A controversy. And yesterday, we were all angry on the program. And I said I would leave my vent till this morning because the man I want to vent for is right here. And I'm sure that he also has his own answers waiting for my many events here this morning. But of course, a lot of Nigerians are not happy with the disparity either in the rate, the tariff, the price adjustment of electricity tariff in Nigeria since the introduction of the Band A to E. But of course, the question is, and like we said yesterday, do we prefer to have electricity supply or would we rather continue to use the generator? All right, of course, we do have here in the studio this morning the MD CEO, Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors, ANED, Barrister Sunday Odunton. Thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
All right, let's start from the issues, of course, arising from the categorization of Nigerians from Band A to E. Now, this was, of course, this came to bear sometime in 2020, but of course, it only started months ago when, of course, Nigerians were categorized into Band A and Band B, and it was outlined the number of hours you could enjoy electricity supply in any of the bands that you are. But let's backtrack a little bit and go back to 2020 when this actually came on board and to 2024 when it actually started. Why was it not implemented in 2020 when it was introduced, or why did we wait till 2024 before this categorization started? Is it a tariff issue, or is it also a stakeholders engagement, outcome of a stakeholders engagement?
Okay, thank you very much. Everything that we do in the power sector, particularly our regulator, there is always stakeholder engagement. Then when the different bands were created, of course, the implementation started immediately. What did not happen was that there was no removal of subsidy from Band A customers. So what you have is that if today you are in Band B, Band C, D, or E, you are still getting up to 67% subsidy. That is to say, no matter how much government is still paying for you,
so
they are paying as much as 67%.
Those in Band A.
But if you're in Band A, number one, congratulations to you because you are assured of a minimum of 20 hours of supply, in most cases 24 hours of supply. And this morning in Lagos, I'm going to use one of the communities in Lagos as an example. Koka Aguda, CDA, I'm going to speak directly to them because in that place, Masha, Adelabu, Agmoyi, all those, Ola Mujiba, all those areas, in the last couple of days, their light has not gone for 1 second. Yet they are planning to protest tomorrow, but I'll come back to that. Because that will be an exercise in futility. People need to understand where we are, what we're trying to do, where we're supposed to be, and why we are where we are. Number one, categorization.
Wait. Hold on,
yes.
When you said there was stakeholders engagement,
yes.
Who were the stakeholders that were engaged?
Everybody that matters, different communities, different stakeholders.
And they agreed to this removal of subsidy.
When I come to you as a service provider,
okay,
I'm not coming to you to say, do you agree or you don't agree?
You're
I'm coming to you to lay bare to you. This is my cost of production. This is what I do. This is what I want to do for you. The question I only want to ask you, where I need your agreement is, do you want service or you don't want it? What the government did was to come up with, the regulator came up with what we call service-based tariff. That you should be paying for the service you receive.
Right.
You should not be paying for darkness, as some people like to call it. You should be paying for what you get.
Right.
Now, to do that, they now said, we have to look at how and where we can get the kind of service we can give to our different customers. So we are looking at a future where everybody in Nigeria will be on Band A. If you go to London today, they're all on band A.
That is the goal.
In other words, any country, anywhere you go to where they have 24-hour electricity, that is band A. Let me explain the meaning of band A.
Okay, go ahead and explain.
Band A simply means my ability to supply with electricity and you yourself to pay the true cost of electricity. The actual cost, the appropriate price, the appropriate tariff, how much you are supposed to pay. The moment you are paying that, that is band A. That is what should be the case. When you think it has to be free of charge, or you have to steal this energy, or you have to bypass your meter, or you have to do illegal connection, that will not give Nigeria we won't get to where we're supposed to be.
Let's quickly talk about the goal, the future, which is the band A.
24-hour electricity is the future.
That you and those in the power sector are planning to take Nigerians to. Do we all have the same bargaining power? Purchasing power, I beg your pardon.
Look, when you're talking about, do you eat bread?
I do.
So the rich people and very
we will not buy the same
like
bread.
You, wait. I don't know. Same can be in terms of size.
It might be in same of money as well. I might go to buy slice of bread at 2,000, and someone might go to buy loaf at 500.
Thank you very much. But it is still bread.
It is still bread.
And that bread comes at a cost.
It does.
So you choose the one you want.
So why can't we choose what we want? Why do you want to put all
if you're in band A, if you're in band A, then you choose what should be on, when it should be on, what should not be on, and when it should not be on. Energy management.
Energy management
and you also have a choice.
To stay off.
A good choice is to say, hey, sorry, Ikeja Electric, Eco Disco, me, I don't like this band A, I don't want it. Please come and take your electricity. I'll be using my generator. We'll shake your hand. We'll thank you very much. Oh, yes.
So
that's a choice.
It's a matter of choice.
Nobody says you must use electricity from the grid.
You can decide to generate your own.
Why not?
Okay.
That one should not be. But once you decide to use electricity from the grid, what we are saying is pay the true cost of electricity. The government that was subsidizing.
So government has removed subsidy, especially from band
A. Not especially.
Yes. Okay, from band A. So everybody in band A, everybody in band A, you are not enjoying
patriotic citizens who are paying the true cost of electricity.
All right. So what determines the true cost?
The true cost is the landing cost.
From where?
From where electricity is produced. Electricity is not different from bread. Electricity is a product like any other product.
Where is it
Cost of production. The generation company, I will explain that if you want me to do that.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. This electricity that you see here comes from a particular producer. The producer is called Generation Company.
Right.
And for that producer, and I will use one of our power plants, the one that is around here, as an example, Egbin Thermal Plant. Egbin Thermal Plant is a gas-fired power plant, the largest in West Africa. And to produce electricity in Egbin, they are very big. It's just like your generator at home. Now you have like times 1,000 of that in size. Now, the machine has to be spinning. For you to have electricity from your generator, you have to put it on. It is spinning. Because it is spinning, you are putting either petrol or diesel, depending on the size and type of your generator. In the case of Egbin power plant, the fuel for that power plant is gas.
Is gas, okay.
And gas is supplied by international oil companies who are not part of the power sector. You have to pay for the gas before you can even have the gas. You pay first.
Okay.
Not that you take the gas on credit and you pay. So they have the option of selling outside Nigeria. So it's not that without you they cannot sell. Okay. So you need them. So they buy gas, they pay the gas supplier, and when they produce the electricity, they now send it to us through Transmission Company of Nigeria. That is the transporter of electricity.
Okay. So
compare with bread. The baker needs flour. The flour mill needs wheat.
Right.
To produce wheat, there must be a farmer. So the farmer gets paid for his wheat. They must transport that wheat from the farm to the flour mill. And when they produce flour, they must transport it from the flour mill to the bakery. And then when the baker produces the bread, using flour and other condiments. By the time they do all of that, they will now calculate all the costs, including transportation. In the case of electricity, when Egbin Thermal Station buy their gas, they produce the electricity. Once they generate that electricity, they now send it through what you call the high tension wire. That is the transmission company of Nigeria. When those ones transport it to us as distribution companies, they will calculate all the costs. It is landing cost that determines the tariff, the actual cost of doing all of this.
So does the landing cost vary from time to time?
Oh, it does. The reason why it varies,
factors?
the reason why it varies is because more than 80% of what we produce and what we use in the Nigerian power sector are imported from abroad. And that's where the issue of dollar comes in. You have a band A. Initially, it was 227 naira per kilowatt hour. When the naira appreciated a bit, the dollar came down. The tariff came down from 226 to 205.
206.
Or 206. Then, at a point, the naira depreciated again. The dollar went up against the naira. It went a bit up to 209.
Right.
A few days ago, there was speculation that it may go up again to 220, blah, blah, blah. It is the market forces. It is that forest element that determines how
so
that movement.
There's a
review by the regulator all the
that
time.
When the naira appreciates,
the tariff will go down. And people need to understand that the tariff will come down when the naira appreciates. So it is not that the tariff has to go up. No, it is not. It is not fixed.
Not die cast.
It is not. It depends on economic indices, and not just
the dollar.
Foreign, not just the dollar alone. You have to look at the inflation, the rate of inflation, the lending rate by the banks. All those things come together to determine what happens. But at the end of the day, I want Nigerians to understand that all of us, including those of us in the sector, we are all customers of one disco or the other. Not that I use free electricity and you pay for it, or they will give me light, they will not give you light. Okay. We are all in the same shoe. What we are trying to say is that let us be able to provide the service, but please pay for the service, discourage theft, and don't cut corner, and manage your electricity. I know of a very popular TV personality, and I was at their household yesterday, where they have managed to reduce, in Magodo here, they managed to reduce their monthly usage of electricity, and what they pay about 500,000 every month. Now it has come down to 80,000.
Is it prepaid or
prepaid meter?
Prepaid meter.
What they've done is to completely manage electricity. Number one, they only iron on Saturdays. Number two, when they're ironing, you don't iron and be talking on the phone. Hello, yeah. You have to face what you are doing. And then just put on iron, leave it. Number three, every night they put off light from their refrigerators, fridge, and freezer. Because nobody goes there at 3 a.m. to open the freezer.
You can't be sure.
So it will be frozen.
People eat at night.
Even if they do, they won't open it and leave it open. Okay? That's number three. Number four, their heater, water heater, they put it on like this, 40 minutes, off. Because that water is hot enough now. Use the water and go away. Number four, in time when things are very cool, you don't put on AC for no reason. Upstairs, high up in a townhouse, open your window. If you're in a good environment, with good net. Yes. So it's a, and then when they're in the living room, you will never find light on in their bedroom or in their toilet or in their kitchen. Okay. Most homes, we go there, they're in the living room, the light is on in the kitchen. Because we may want to use the kitchen. Why not go there, put it on when you need it and put it off? Okay. This is all about energy management. This is what people in Aguda, Coca Aguda, all these people that want to do Aluta tomorrow, don't waste your time. Okay. You say you don't want band. So they were on band B.O. and they were upgraded to band A. What I'm saying is we decided to give you more electricity when you say up NEPA. We don't want up NEPA or down NEPA. We want you to have electricity. We've given you electricity, now you are fighting us.
Can you give people the choices? Can they make their choice?
Which choice? Their choice is to say...
What if they don't want to be on band A?
Call out to take off your wire. Okay, that's a good choice.
All right,
we should stop deceiving ourselves.
You preferred the solution. So if you're on band A,
and you don't want band A,
you just heard Barrister Oduto say you don't want band A.
Masha, Adelabu,
You can
Agboyin,
call,
Adekunle
they should take you off.
Olamojuba. If you don't want electricity, don't fight us. No need for fight.
Okay, they should just amicably.
Don't tell us. Because there are people waiting to use the same electricity elsewhere.
Pay for it.
We can then shift it and take it to them.
Okay,
but
so
to say you tell us, no, I don't want to be on band.
Is it not by, so if they don't want to be on, they can't pay for it.
No, they can't. You
How
see,
do you know
our,
they
our
can?
problem,
Do you live with them?
Our problem is that we like offer, kushoffer. We like things free of charge. Our problem is that when you see a typical Nigerian say, me olowo, I have no money. When I was in England, people that we send money to, every time we come on holiday,
you will see what
every Saturday, you now see them dressed nicely at parties.
You can't generalize.
I'm telling you the truth.
Let me quickly ask you this. Okay, so I mean, I know that oftentimes when you come here, you talk about the fact that people still steal electricity.
A lot.
And that is still a major issue you're contending with. How would you steal electricity on prepaid meter?
Thank you. People steal electricity a lot on prepaid meter. We caught somebody, about 3 of them, a few years ago in Ogba here, because they bypass the meter. So they have a prepaid meter. So you see the meter like this. You now notice that what they vend, that is the credit they buy, is much, much lower than the electricity they use. How do they do it? They don't call someone say, it's our worker that do it for them. I'm not saying there are no bad eggs within the system, but Busibao, the electrician on the street, can do it. What they just do is their air conditioner, all those things that take a lot of energy, they bypass it inside their ceiling and connect it direct to the wire that came directly from the pole. So you will not know. So at the back of the meter, when you look at the meter, it's working, it's reading, but it's only for a few things in the house. The majority of those things, they bypass it. We caught a gentleman who owns a Bentley in Ikeja GRA bypassing his meter. I personally dealt with the issue that time, and that was in 2016. So that tells you that the rich also steal in Nigeria, the poor also steal in Nigeria, because it is in our DNA. People like to steal. And the Christian, pastor do it, imam do it. And for everything I'm saying, I have names, areas, time, yes, of these people.
Would you say that?
So theft in Nigeria does not know religion, it does not know ethnicity. It is when we want to do other things that we say, I'm Hausa, I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, all of them. Same
is there
DNA.
proper communication of these activities? Do the people really know? Now, because I mean, sitting here, you're talking about those planning to protest tomorrow.
Yes.
If they knew that they could actually ask that you take them off band A, would they still protest?
No. I'm not saying we take them off band A. I'm saying that if your area is in band A, we cannot take you off band A. What you can do is that you can take yourself off by not being a customer of a Codisco or a Ikeja Electric.
Then how would you get electricity?
You use your generator.
You are disturbing your neighbors.
That is not my problem. That's between you and your neighbor.
No, but really, on a more serious note, I'm still going to come back to
I'm here to be realistic,
engagement.
Without any disrespect to them.
I'm still coming back to
saying that let us be realistic. Pay for electricity. Even in one of their WhatsApp groups that I'm aware of, they were abusing one of their neighbors that were trying to explain to them. The way the configuration is done, you know, the issue of putting people on band, from band B to A, that upgrade, has to do with what we call threshold of availability. The moment our regulators see that we can take that electricity to that neighborhood, the regulator do it, not us. They will upgrade those customers to that bank. But the intention, what the government is trying to do, is to ensure that there is 24-hour electricity in Nigeria. So we are doing it bit by bit. In another few years, you will see that most areas will be on band A. The issue of cost, I understand how people feel. I know it's a very sensitive and emotional issue. I know that now petrol is expensive, so many things are expensive. But, why not? Okay, those who need help, I believe, should be assisted by government. But Nigeria's problem about helping people is also about data, lack of data. Because if they say they want to give money to those who have 70 years or over, you will see people who are under 40 claiming to be 70. I say we are very dishonest. And people say, don't say that. Why will I not say the truth? We all know the truth of the matter is that until Nigeria can gather data, credible data, until Nigeria have a very good census that can actually give you the demography, show you where people need help, then government should step in and help the needy, the unemployed, and the old people.
Okay.
To me, that will help. But to say, no, we don't go grill, we don't want, if you are saying you don't want light, let us give you electricity and please pay for it.
Two things I want us to quickly talk about.
Yes.
And that is the issue of subsidy. We're still grappling with the fact that government has taken subsidy away from petrol. And then also we're talking about the fact that at least those in Band A now are no longer enjoying subsidy, you know, from the government of Nigeria. Is this how it's going to be for till thy kingdom come? Are we, as Nigerians, aren't we entitled to some kind of reprieve from government?
Well, that's a very good question, but that question is meant for the Honorable Minister for Information.
But you are all stakeholders.
That's a governor. I'm not in government. I'm
Yes.
not part of government. I'm in the private sector. And my members are private investors who have been so patriotic to have put their money into this business. In fact, we should be thanking those who invest their money in Nigeria. Other than that, other than those who take their money and hide it somewhere abroad. So for me, government should, and that's my personal opinion,
Okay.
they should look at where and how they can help people. Because in another program yesterday, I was asked the question, what benefit are we getting from government?
Right.
I said, every area has, you have a councillor, you have members of the House of Assembly, you have members of the House of Rep, and you have a senator. Every area. There's no village you go in Nigeria that don't have these 4% of people. How many times have you called them to account?
So
instead of that, you ask them for money. Drop
other
something.
words,
These people are, some of them are earning 25 million naira a month. Nobody has complained about that. Me that is giving you electricity, you are saying it is too much, you don't
I
want.
mean, you're making your money.
I'm giving you a service. I'm not making money. We are not making money.
How? Is it possible?
That-
You're a businessman.
that
How
is
can you
why-
be in
that's why
business
we're-
and you cannot make money?
Because they have told us dry. Where we are now,
So you can't continue to take a swipe on
I've been here
Nigerians
1,000
this.
times in the last 10 years.
So is it that
I will only
that-
tell you the fact.
that-
The truth of the
that
matter
you're
is
not
that
making money and
the
you're still in
discos are not
business?
making profit as I speak. Profit. But we are trying to recover our costs. You see, the thing about business, the first thing is cost recovery. Being able to get your cost of production back so you can put more money into doing it. The next stage is to be able to make profit.
If you were not
and then
making
to
profit,
be a viable.
you should have left, I mean, this service to
Good point.
Nigerians.
Very good point. We wish. But we know
You are being patriotic.
we have to be patriotic. This is my country.
You don't have to be patriotic
No,
if you're not making profits.
No. This is my country. Now, one thing you need to understand is that the issue of electricity, we want people to understand and bear with us that it is not cheap. It is not that we just wake up one day and we just... And by the way, we don't fix price. We don't fix the tariff. It is our regulator that do that. And what they are doing is a very difficult job and very patriotic job. They try to maintain the balance between ensuring that people are not overburdened, customers, and ensuring that businesses do not collapse.
Okay.
Because if we cannot recover our costs, we will not be in business. So
Okay. All right. So issues around prepaid meter.
Yes.
And those who get monthly, what do you call?
Estimated
billing.
Yes.
So those who do not have prepaid meters, are they also in the bands?
the band you belong to has nothing to do with whether you have meter or not. However, we prefer that every customer should be metered. And most people in Band A are metered.
Okay.
All over the country. Yes, most of them. Hardly will you see somebody in Band A
that is
who is
not
not.
metered.
Why when we say Band A are just areas where we've been able to renew the network. You know, sometimes people say they flash the light. When light comes and it goes immediately, they think somebody put it on and put it off. No, they put it on, but the system, the infrastructure, the cables rejected it and pushed it back. So it is the dilapidated infrastructure that we have that led to that situation whereby we cannot take electricity heavy load to some areas.
Okay.
So when you say Band A, there are areas where we've been able to clean the network, we have invested in the network, so When you send the electricity there, it will stay. So what we are trying to do is to do it everywhere. So if you are in an area where you are not in band A, if you are in band C or band D, please just take heart. We're coming there. Once we are able to renew your network, we're able to invest in that area.
You'll be upgraded.
We will upgrade it and we'll take you
to band
we all
A.
need electricity.
Okay. Barrister Odunto, as we speak, the country is currently generating, hovering between 3,000 to 4,000 megawatts. And then with I mean, you're talking about the future of electricity supply and looking at migrating everybody to band A and ensuring that there's stable electricity supply. Are we able to do this with the current megawatts we're generating?
Thank you very much, Bimbo. It is not true that we are
So
moving between 3 and 4.
What are we generating?
We've gone past that.
What are we generating?
Now we're between 5 and 6.
When?
We're between 5 and 6.
Okay.
Recently, we generated about 5,000, almost 5,500 megawatts.
How have we stabilized
the government
on that?
said yes, they tried now to put. Why is it that people on Band A have? I just mentioned an area in Surulere now. Their light has not gone in the last 1 week, not even for 1 second. How do we do that?
The lights,
we did that because we've been able to get more energy, generate more energy, transmit more energy, distribute more energy. We are not where we are supposed to be. We still have a long way to go. We still have to do more. We have to generate more. But what I'm saying is that we're better today than we were when I was here last year. Okay? And I've been coming here every year since 2015. So things will get better next year if people pay for what they consume.
I like the fact that you always go back to the people.
Oh, people.
Because you think that they are the majority of the problem here.
They should pay.
But then we also have infrastructure deficits within the sector. And so especially with the NERC. So are we also looking at the stakeholders in the sector, also looking at bridging the gap?
Yes.
We cannot continue to do things the way we've been doing and want to have better results.
Thank you.
And so how are you hoping to bridge the deficit?
Well, the question now goes straight to our people. What you have just said now is this. If you are in my band A and you are not bypassing anything, you are paying, the money I'm getting from you, I'm actually using it to take care of B, C, D, E, renew the infrastructure, reinvest there. Because for every money I borrow from any bank, they lend me money, I invest it in the system. If I can recover it, pay the bank back, reinvest the money. As time goes on, we'll get to a point where we'll be able to do more. And if we do more, my business will now become viable at some point. So it's a win-win situation. So if we do not reinvest in the system, we'll not be able to get to where we need to get. And then customer satisfaction matters. You see, people that are now planning to do Aluta, like the people of Aguda tomorrow now, those one Koka Aguda that want to go and do Anogo Gree, they are doing it indirectly saying the electricity is too much. But I remember 7 years ago I was here, in Ikeja here, so we were protesting that we're not giving them electricity. Right. You can see Nigerians though. 7 years ago they were abusing me, I was not giving them. Today they're now abusing me, I give them too much because they don't want to pay much. Just give me the electricity, but the money is too much. You have to choose between the two. It's either you want electricity or you don't want it. If you want it, we give it to you, pay the true cost of electricity. Government are taking away their own 67%, 670. And those on band A, I also need to emphasize, they are only 16% of our customers.
Only 16?
16%
across the country?
In the whole of Nigeria. I cover Nigeria now.
Only 16%?
1/6. But you know, the vocal minority, they will shout. These 16% of our customers are enjoying almost 24 hours of electricity, minimum of 20 hours every day, 7 days a week. Now, I'm now saying that at 16%, by this time next year, I will have loved to take it to maybe 25 or 30%. In another 3 years, maybe 60% of Nigerians should be on band A. But so if you have electricity, then we can industrialize Nigeria. We can be able to do things. Okada riders, many of them are either welders, battery chargers,
but because there's no power supply,
or tailors. They can go back to their trade. We cannot have a better country. But people need to imbibe the culture of paying for their utilities.
Okay.
Nigerians don't like paying for utilities. I keep saying this. If the telecom if they don't do pay as you go, if they are giving people bill, there won't be MTN or Airtel or Glo in this country.
But there are still issues with meter acquisition.
Yes.
And I know that most times when you come, you talk about this, and you also allude to the fact that because these things are not manufactured in Nigeria, this also has a lot to do with the influx of the fluctuation of the foreign exchange. Where are we on that? Are we also making moves to domesticate the production
there
of meter?
are meter manufacturers in Nigeria.
Okay.
We have Mojek, we have MoMA, we have a few others. But the point is that those meter manufacturers also need help. Number one, we should be lending, government should be lending them money through the CBN at a single-digit rate. That's number one. Number two, any meter that is manufactured in Nigeria is not 100% manufactured in Nigeria. What do I mean?
Components.
There are some chips that they have to import from abroad. Why? Nigeria don't have a Jakarta yet.
Still not working.
There are so many things that we are not able to produce in this country. And the moment you import anything from outside the country, then you have to talk about foreign exchange component. That add to the cost. So that is the reason for that. And it is the cost that made meter to be this expensive.
Okay.
But the intention, and now the federal government and this president have decided that they want to do mass metering because every household should be metered. We noticed that places where they have people here in this studio as I speak, in whose house they have prepaid meters, they manage energy more. Those who with estimated billing, they just put all the light on. They say, whether we put it on or not, we are going to pay anyway. So it is not good for us as service provider. Then it leads to a lot of argument.
Sure.
People should be able to measure their consumption. If you have your own meter, when you travel, you just switch off all your light, you go. Your unit will remain there.
True.
If you are on estimated billing, you travel, we don't even know that you travel.
You'll still come back and
you
get
pay
your
now
bill.
because it's a regular thing every month. We just look at the energy in your neighborhood from your transformer and you are charged. So everybody needs to have a meter. I think that is the way to go. Right. And I commend the federal government for making an attempt to ensure that we can, at a point, they will be able to flood the market with a lot of meters.
All right.
When people are metered, then we will not be talking about estimated. Estimated billing is not good.
How do we also ensure that issues around constant collapse of the grid, how do we nip that in the bud? That also is about infrastructure.
A lot of work, I must confess, since I started this job in 2015, and I remember in those days, I think it's called Morning Delight. That was a program I did here about maybe 8 times, Morning Delight, when I would come here and say, Transmission Company of Nigeria is not doing what they should be doing. But over time, they have invested heavily in the transmission grid. The reason for recent, in the last 1 year, when the media talk about grid collapse, in most cases, some of our people, with due respect, I don't know, out of either, I don't know, they don't do a backup to explain why. The reason for grid collapse in the last couple of months is because of vandalism of those towers, those high tension. Okay. Even recently in Nasarawa State, we had that. And when vandals, when they do that, of course, the grid will collapse.
And their security?
Well, there are, but I think they are not enough. Remember, a lot of these things are right in the bush. The one that comes from Jeba, pass through, pass through Kwara, pass through Abeokuta, and goes all the way to Ayobo Ikpaja in Lagos State. There's no way you can police it. But now, they have just acquired an equipment called SCADA. So with that, what they're able to do is to be able to monitor everything in real time, online, electronically monitor this line. But when the vandals go and chop off this transmission line, it will affect the grid. So I can say that there are a lot of progress has been made since when Mr. Babatunde Fashola was the Minister of... Yes, From that time, there have been progressive, incremental. In fact, there have been a lot of investment by the federal government in the Transmission Company of Nigeria, because the TCN is 100% owned by the government. And they've done a lot. They're still doing a lot of things. You'll have heard about the Siemens project between Siemens of Germany and Nigerian government. So a lot has been done. Our problem is vandalism and theft. Go to Ode Oniri, you will find some of our cables there. So the problem we have is people steal, and they are receivers of stolen goods, and they go and convert it. You see, they turn some of our wire to copper. They do a lot of things. It is the criminality that is also affecting efficiency in the Nigerian power sector.
All right, before we allow you go finally this morning, the controversy, I mean, you've clarified a whole lot of issues this morning, but I'm sure that a lot of Nigerians will still want to know, are there also challenges? You've talked about the fact that Nigerians are also a clog in the wheel in this job, but are you also meeting up to your due responsibilities to Nigerians in terms of power generation, power supply, to at least those that are within the bands, those that are metered and within the bands, and the assurance is that there will be constant electricity supply?
We are trying our best to ensure that we serve our customers. Remember, and I'll give you an example. When people are on band A, the moment we drop the ball, number one, we are fined by our regulator, and then they will downgrade such community to the next band.
Okay.
Band A can go to B, B can go to C, just like C can go to B.
Up.
So it is in our interest to serve our customers better, and I can say that we have improved either in terms of our communication. That's part while I'm here this morning. We go around to ensure we communicate. We do stakeholder engagement. We do community engagement. We go to CDAs, and we engage with them to explain things. We listen to our customers. We train our staff a lot more. We've done so much on training every single disco. Ikeja Electric, where we are now, they have deployed technology everywhere in this network, such that they are able to respond to fault clearing a lot faster than before.
Okay.
And I keep saying that without beating our chest, if you want to know how efficient we are, go to Magodo.
Yeah, Magodo is your...
You have a friend in Magodo, go there.
Magodo is your...
Ask them when last they use their generator.
Magodo
If you pay,
because they
we'll
pay.
serve you.
They pay.
They pay. They are honest people.
Okay, they are honest people.
I want the same honesty everywhere, Bimbo.
Okay,
where you live, tell them if they pay, we'll be there. You're in Bande
ambassador.
anyway.
I'm in Bande.
I know you're in Bande.
I'm in Bande.
And you are getting fantastic electricity.
Agreed.
It even shows on your face. You just get light. Bimbo's light don't go again.
You need to go. You need to go.
It's all right.
Thank you so much, Barrister Sunday Oduso, for coming on the program today. I was going to vent, but having you, since you've explained a whole lot of things, it means that we also need to do a lot of management.
Yes.
Conserving electricity, and of course, ensure that when you do not need those bulbs on, put them off. And I've also learned a new trick today. Put off the freezer at night. You really do not need, at least it's frozen enough. By morning, it will start work again. Thank you so much again for finding time to be here on the program.
Thank you so much.
That's the much we'll take on the conversation this morning. On this side of the conversation, we'll take a quick break. When the program returns, Adebimpe and Joy will take it away from us.